Welcome back to the Outdoor Shopper. I'm Jay Ducote, and I have a lot of tools in my toolbox. My truck has tools scattered all over the place, but none of them, and I mean none of them, has ever been as useful as the Woodman's Pal. And our outdoor gear expert, Tom Buck, is here to tell us all about it. Look at this beautiful piece of equipment.
You know, what's funny is when they brought this in, the first thing I said was, you want me to get wine out of my truck? I've had one for years. It's never let me down. I've used it as a shovel almost as much as I've used it cutting stuff. The unit itself is 17 inches overall, has a 10.5-inch blade. And one of the things that makes this blade so good is that it's made out of SAE 1075 rolled steel. It's Rockwell hardened to 47, which means that it's not going to chip, it's not going to break if you hit something you shouldn't hit with it, and it's got just enough spring tension in it where you're not going to bend it very easily. When you look at it, the thing you'll notice is it's got a lot of odd shapes on it. It's got a very sharp edge right along here that you can cut with, but at the same time, you'll see that this last 1.5 inches or so isn't sharpened. And that's the safety toe. That's so that when you hit something, when you're hacking away at it, and you get that deflection that just happens every once in a while with a hatchet or something like that, you got to worry about it coming back and cutting you.
Sure, or a machete.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that. ShopTOS.com or that toll-free number that you see at the bottom of your screen right now. We actually have 2 versions of the Woodman's Pal available for you on the Outdoor Shopper. The classic is the one that Tom is holding right now. You're going to see that ash handle and the black steel. Fantastic tool. It is $79.95 on the Outdoor Shopper right now. We also have the Premium Military Edition, and what's so cool about this one is that it was commissioned by the United States Army from 1942 all the way through Desert Storm, so
Absolutely.
You can actually have a piece of history. This is a classic tool. If you'll notice the leather handle and the hand guard that were the upgrades that they gave to those military tools that were actually used by the United States Army. Both of them come with the nylon sheath that we have. You can also upgrade that to canvas or to leather. So great options there as well. The Premium Military option is $91.95 right now. ShopTOS.com or that toll-free number at the bottom of your screen. And Tom, we talked about the blade on the bottom side, but there's another blade on the top.
Right. We've talked about the edge down here. We've talked about the safety toe to keep you from getting cut on the deflection. Now let's talk a little bit about this up here. This is a chisel-sharp sickle point. And the idea behind this is if you rotate this around in your hand, now you can use it to clear vines, to go ahead and clear smaller brush, stuff like that, so that when you hit it, you're actually going to grab it and throw it back behind you so you're not just dropping it where it is. You can also use this to dig into the ground, pull stuff out by the roots, so it's great for people in nurseries, gardens, farmers, anybody that's out in the woods like that, campers or anything are going to be able to use it that way. And of course, my favorite is you got your built-in shovel. So all of these things work together, and it really doesn't matter if you're a hunter, if you're a fisherman, if you're just trying to build a ground blind or a survival shelter, if you're a survivalist, a prepper, any of those guys today. If you don't have one of these in your arsenal, you're missing out.
It's something that I take with me camping anytime I go. You never know. You can use it to chop firewood. You can use it to clear that campsite. Anything that you might want to be doing, the Woodman's Pal can be there for you. And Tom, talk to me about how, the weight in your hands and the balance of it.
Right. The thing that they did that was so great is that they have an actual balance line that runs through the handle all the way down to the toe. So when this thing's in your hand and you're swinging it, you have a natural momentum that swings with you. It doesn't feel like you're having to move as much weight. It weighs about 1.5 pounds, but it swings so much lighter, so much easier, and at the same time, it's accurate. You know, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter how hard you're swinging the axe or the machete. If you can't hit the spot the second time, it doesn't happen. It just keeps going up and down.
Sure, sure.
This thing, the accuracy, because of how smooth, how well it works, you go back to the same spot every time.
I really like it because if I may, it almost feels like it's an extension of your arm. From the elbow all the way through my wrist, an extension of my forearm. It is a tool that I could truly use in the field all day long.
Absolutely.
And not wear myself out. And so many different uses. We talk about three tools in one, maybe even 4 tools in one. You can always find more uses for the Woodman's Pal. ShopTOS.com or the toll-free number that you see right now at the bottom of your screen. You can get your very own classic Woodman's Pal with that wooden handle, going to come with a nylon sheath, $79.95, or you can upgrade to the Premium Military with the leather handle and the arm guard for $91.95. ShopTOS.com or that toll-free number right now.
I tell you, that's my old one right there. That thing is